everybody. I'm Dave Brown here at ringside. We are ready to go on another day of CWA Championship Wrestling. I tell you, we got quite a show for you today. We'll have the Dirty White Boy team with Rock and Roll Mike Davis back in here a little bit later on. Bill Dundee and Dustin Rhodes will be together as a tag team to go against them. In addition to that, Texas Dirt will be here against Buddy Landell. Ought to be another good match. Black Bart will be here. And to get things going in just a couple of minutes, we have the brand new CWA Tag Team Champions, the Rock and Roll Express. They will be in here against the Wildside in a rematch. We'll get it underway for you very shortly. Stay with us. We'll be back. Through the curtains, greeted by cheers of Porky from the fans. Here he comes back again, this time leading the Wildside, and they don't look too happy. Chris Champion and Mark Starr.
Hey, Brent, I just saw that tape that you showed, and evidently you edited it because you didn't show the right tape. We did not lose those CWA tag team battles. They were stolen from us.
You lost them.
Dave Brown, if you look at that tape, I'm not even a legal man in there. And it took 2 of them to pin us. And today, on this TV show, you're going to see who the new CWA Tag Team Champions are. And you're looking at them.
Well,
Dave Brown, they threw power in my face. They double-teamed my partner to beat us. That shows what kind of a team the Rock and Roll Express really is. Well, today on this show, we are going to be the new CWA Tag Team Champions. And when we're done with you, Rock and Roll, you'll never go to the ring again.
I don't know what you guys are talking about here. You've got a rematch here today, but it is not a title match.
What do you mean it's not a title?
It's a rematch, but it's not a title match. Title's not on the line.
What do you mean it's not a title?
Not booked as a title match. No, it is. It is not.
Anymore, it's over!
CWA Tag Team Champions right here.
CWA Tag Team.
They've got the belts around their waist. Well, there goes the Wildside, and they're jumping them. The Wildside over here screaming about being the new CWA champions. Non-title match. I want to emphasize that. The belts are not on the line. The Wildside wanted a rematch, and they got it. Well, you won't be the new champions today, Mark Starr, because the belts are not at stake. Wildside over here looking at the belts. Mark Starr climbs back in the ring. Rick Morton waiting for him. Starr popped him with a fist to the top of the head. Morton sent him into the corner. Throws him backwards as he came out of there. Rock and Roll Express, the CWA Tag Champions. Right forearm. The referee was right there. He said, that's all right. It was a forearm. Tag made. Rick Morton set him up. Robert Gibson with a knee lift. Put Mark Starr down to the mat. Starr into the rope. Into the ropes again. Oh, reversal by Mark Starr on Robert Gibson. And he comes in with a knee lift, and Robert's knocked out of the ring, down onto the floor. Look out. Chris Champion with that Wildside flag in the corner. Comes down right across the top of his head. Robert Gibson cut open here by that flag as Chris Champion nailed him with it in the top of the head. That metal flagpole on the Wildside flag was the weapon that Champion used. Now Mark Starr going after Robert. Off the ropes. He dumps him.
And look at Ronnie got this Wildside in action. Take a look at this.
I see him, yeah, using the flag. Look at this. Champion holding up the boot. Mark Starr grabs Robert Gibson and runs that cut forehead into the boot. Tagged by the Wildside. Crowd cheering Robert and Rick. Robert in trouble here. Boy, they really have beaten up on him since they were able to nail him with that flagpole. Rick Morton in trying to help out. Referee sends him back to the corner. It's Chris Champion against Robert Gibson. Gibson. Well, Gibson still hung back over in a neutral corner. Long way from the tag on his partner. Head rammed into the turnbuckle. Gibson nails Champion with a right hand, but it knocked him down to the mat, too. The momentum of the swing. Robert Gibson in trouble here. Rock and Roll are keeping him away from the corner. They throw him out of the ring again, down onto the floor. Rick Morton trying to get to Mark Starr. Referee trying to send him back. Look at what's going on the floor here. As Chris Champion is pounding Robert Gibson. Robert gets him with a right hand, and that knocks Champion down on the floor. Oh! Gibson nails Ronnie P. Gossett. Gossett got smashed by Robert Gibson. He was sneaking in behind him. Robert turned around and smacked him. Rock and Roll sends Champion into the ring post. Mark Starr after him. Robert Gibson going against Champion. Rick Morton against Starr. We got them all over the studio here. 4 minutes gone in the match. Mark Starr back in the ring. Now back out of the ring. Nobody in the ring but the referee. Everybody else down on the floor. Ring the bell, says the referee. Double count out is what has happened. The referee has counted 10 on both wrestlers. So apparently Starr did not get back in the ring in time. So a double count out has occurred, but the action's still going on out here. Whoa, Rick Morton shoved Ronnie P. Gossett down on his way by. Look out! Champion's got a cut on his forehead, too. And Rick Morton just smacked him again with that folding metal chair. Oh, he's after Gossett with a chair. And now after Mark Starr. Both teams battling away. Both of them with one of their members with cut open foreheads. Call it manager getting interfered. Yeah, I tell you what, I guess we'll just go to a break and get it sorted out. The match has been stopped. We'll return.
CWA Championship Wrestling comes to Owensboro, Kentucky at the Sports Arena Wednesday night. 7 superstar events, including opening action as Dale Mann takes on the Super Destroyer. Nature Boy Buddy Landell in action against the popular Hillbilly Cousin Jr. Tag match, Freddie and Jason do battle with the tough duo of the Dirty White Boy and RPM Mike Davis. The Blackbirds, Iceman King Parsons and Brickhouse Brown with Harold Harris take on Bill Superstar Dundee and Dustin Rhodes with Jamie Dundee in their corner. CWA Heavyweight Championship, special stipulation. Black Bart has agreed to put up the belt and allow Dutch Mantell to return to the CWA. If he loses, it's the belt of Bart versus the mask of Texas Dirt. CWA Tag Championship at stake as the Rock and Roll Express, Rick Morton and Robert Gibson take aim at Wildside, Mark Starr and Chris Champion. In the main event, a 2-ring Renegade Rumble, $5,000 to the winner, and street fight rules. Wear anything, bring anything to the ring. Don't miss the action. Wednesday night at the Owensboro Sports Arena.
What a night in Owensboro, Kentucky, Wednesday night. I can hardly wait. I get to see that mangy Dutch Mantell finally get his head shaved, or should I say Texas Dirt for all you idiots that don't know who he is. And then Freddie and Jason, they'll finally be unmasked. Do you think we could stand to see their ugly
I'm
faces?
afraid to see what they really look like under those hoods. Freddie and Jason, I can't believe how hideous they'll be.
And now to get to the most important matters on the card. 2 out of 3 falls, the fabulous Wildside against the Rock and Roll Express. 2 out of 3, they'll be 2 straight for the Wildside.
That's right, 2 straight falls for the Wildside. We're going to embarrass you and make you look like the low-life dogs you are. That's right.
And then the Renegade Rumble, $5,000. That's a lot of buffets for Ronnie P. Gossett and a lot of partying for my Wildside. You could even bring that snake to the ring.
That's right. We're going to bring the snake out here and we're going to watch him choke the life out of anybody and everybody we want to, because we're the Wildside. We do what we want, we talk, and do what we say.
That's exactly right. Wildside style.
Done it a long time ago. Still trying to get him out of here. The wild side. Well, it's still going. Eddie Marlin just grabbed Chris Champion and threw him back. Come on, Gossett, take him out of here. Take him out of here. It's over.
This match is only beginning. This
match is over for today. Get him out of here. We want to talk to... yeah, I need to talk to Rock and Roll, Eddie, but I want to make sure these guys are out of here first. There they go. Finally, Wildside, Ronnie P. Gossett, all of them. Shut the door now, if you don't mind, and maybe lock it, too. Let's see. I don't know what kind of shape they're going to be in to talk, especially Robert, since he got his head busted open here. Here comes Rick Morton. We will talk to Rick about the action. Rick.
Let me tell you something, Dave, and everybody else out there. We won these CWA belts right square in the ring, brother, and there's nothing you can do about it. You know, you come out here and tell everybody how tough you are. All you are is a bunch of devil worshippers. And you heard the phrase of beating the devil out of somebody. When you come on, baby, so just
come on. Wildside back out here, 2 against 1, 3 against 1 if you count Gossett. Jumping Rick Morton we're trying to talk to out here. Here comes Texas Dirt, Bill Dundee, and Dustin Rhodes out. Promoter Eddie Marlin. Boy, I tell you, I think we're just going to have to get them all out of here and forget about interviewing Rock and Roll. Still going at it. After demanding a rematch here today, the Wildside got it, and then it just turned into a brawl down on the floor. The referee counted out both teams. A wild free-for-all broke out, and now it started up again. They've got Rick Morton in tow, and there he goes.
Turn the Wildside loose on this Rock and Roll. You see what we did to him.
You need to get him out of here and keep him out of here. We have seen enough of the Wildside in here today, I think. Now
I promise you, Dave Brown, we will get those belts back. No matter what we gotta do or who we gotta sacrifice.
Every time we have the Rock and Roll beat, all the little friends from the back come running out. They were being, shut up, you heathen.
You come out of here and jump them. Now get out of here. We've heard you've had your say. Now get out of here.
It's a shame that they can't fight their own fight. They gotta have their buddies come out there and jump us. But Rock and Roll, Monday night, you'll have no friends. And when we're done with you, you'll never have to worry about wrestling again.
Will you please leave? Get out of here. Oh, my goodness. Well, some night I am sure that will continue in a ring somewhere around the territory, but this is not the place for it here today. We tried to have the match, and it turned into that brawl, and that's that. I tell you what. Something a little more serious I want to talk to you about right now. Not that that's not serious with all the stuff going on out here, but Jerry Bryant, young man I think most wrestling fans know. We've talked about him before in recent weeks. Many of you remember Jerry when he was part of the Memphis Vice. Let's take a look at Jerry Bryant in action as he was then. business. But times have changed for Jerry, unfortunately. Lou Gehrig's disease has taken its toll. And in a recent contributions, that's the address. And you can just make it to that. Take a listen.
I woke up one morning and had a twitching in my arm. I went to the doctor at 9 o'clock that morning. They ran tests on me all day. And when I got home at 6 that night, I had to tell my wife, my family, that I had Lou Gehrig's disease. On December 23rd, 1987, for 25 years, was gone in 15 months. We had to move into an apartment, and in that 15 months, my wife had to quit her job. I lost my job, our home, our cars, and had to go on total disability. The last year we worked, we made $92,000, and this year we won't even make $9,000. We have even been told that we make too much money to receive food stamps for the family. I had to buy a car that had been totaled because I couldn't afford a car note. At this time, I would like to give a special thanks to Vic Baden and Warren Scott. They rebuilt the car for my family. Lou Gehrig's disease has taken everything away from me. Last year when I was on the telethon, I weighed 225 pounds. Now I only weigh 145 pounds. I can't walk, talk, or even raise my arms. I have to be fed through a tube. And now my doctor says that I am in the final stages of this awful disease and I could die at any time. All I have left on my body that is still good is my mind, my heart, and a love for God. Now here is the hard part. How do you tell your 3 beautiful stepdaughters that God is fixing to take you home? I had to write them individual letters and tell them I am getting ready to leave them. I had to tell my 6-year-old son that I had Lou Gehrig's disease and I'm fixing to go to heaven. And it's hard for him to understand that I won't be coming back. Judy and I are very lucky. We have 2 beautiful families that care for us very, very much. We have wonderful friends that stood by us through all of this. The hardest part about this whole ordeal is my children coming to me every night and kissing me, hugging me, and telling me good night. I can't put my arms around them and tell them good night and that I love them. I have to blink my eyes to let them know that I love them. Judy and I have prayed to God to let me live until Christmas. That means so much to our children and to us. This letter was written from my heart. It was not written for pity or sympathy, and the only reason I wrote it was to let you know how much is needed from each of you listening today. I want to thank Dr. Barterini and Ann Garst and the whole NDA staff. I honestly believe if it were not for them, I wouldn't be alive today. Please pick up your phone and make a pledge, no matter how small it is. Only you can help a family and keep them from suffering like mine has. May God bless every one of you. Jerry Bryant.
That was wonderful, Dee.
CWA Championship Wrestling comes to Owensboro, Kentucky at the Sports Arena Wednesday night. 7 superstar events, including opening action as Dale Mann takes on the Super Destroyer. Nature Boy Buddy Landell in action against the popular Hillbilly Cousin Jr. Tag match, Freddie and Jason do battle with the tough duo of the Dirty White Boy and RPM Mike Davis. The Blackbirds, Iceman King Parsons and Brickhouse Brown with Harold Harris take on Bill Superstar Dundee and Dustin Rhodes with Jamie Dundee in their corner. CWA Heavyweight Championship, special stipulations. Black Bart has agreed to put up the belt and allow Dutch Mantell to return to the CWA. If he loses, it's the belt of Bart versus the mask of Texas Dirt. CWA Tag Championship at stake as the Rock and Roll Express, Rick Morton and Robert Gibson take aim at Wildside, Mark Starr and Chris Champion. In the main event, a 2-ring Renegade Rumble, $5,000 to the winner, and street fight rules. Wear anything, bring anything to the ring. Don't miss the action. Wednesday night at the Owensboro Sports Arena.
Bart, he has the CWA heavyweight title and a branding iron in his hand. Same branding iron which has injured the ribs on a couple of occasions, a Texas Dirt.
You know what? It really ain't none of your dadgum business, is it?
I watched the tape.
Is it? And if you mess with me, you're liable to have something hurt. Now, Texas Dirt, you ain't driving around in no dadgum pickup truck, are you, boy? Because the whole world sees Black Bart beat you 1, 2, 3, and it don't matter how. You're lucky you wasn't carried out in an ambulance. Now, I've got the dadgum belt. And they tell me that the hood and your dadgum hair is up against this belt. Well, let me tell you something, Dutch Mantell. You, my friend, are going to look like a fat, bald-headed dirt. That's right, I said dirt, and I'm going to ship you back to Texas in a pine box. You will not ever get your hands on this belt again. I will personally see to that. And them dadgum ribs, every time you get in the ring with me, buddy, they're going to hurt. You ain't going to be able to breathe. And when you go to bed at night and you lay down and you try to breathe, you think about Black Bart and you think about this belt and you think about all them dadgum locks that's going to get cut off. And you know what? Texas Dirt, Dutch Mantell, there ain't a dadgum thing you can do about it.
Well, there's one other thing, too, as Black Bart heads for the ring, and that is if Texas Dirt wins the match, his good friend Dutch Mantell gets to come back to the CWA.
Well, that's fine, because if he does come back, I'll beat him up just like I beat Texas Dirt up. You understand that? You dadgum hillbilly!
Hear what you're saying. Black Bart on his way to the ring right now. His opponent's already up there. Chris Frazier up there, and don't envy him today. Boy, Black Bart, rugged wrestler out of Pecos, Texas. He and the branding iron have really made their marks here in the CWA since they've been around. Bart's a big one. He weighs in at 300 pounds. Chris Frazier across the way going to weigh about 224, 225. We are underway in a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match, and this is, by the way, a non-title match. Even though Bart is the CWA heavyweight champion, a non-title match here today. Chris Frazier taking the measure of Black Bart. Oh, look at this. Reversal on the arm. Black Bart over to the rope. Steps outside and immediately turns to the referee and says, I'm out of the ring. Get him off my arm. Bart spending a lot of his time yelling at the crowd down here. Frazier reverses. The hammer puts it up behind Black Bart. Now Bart out on the other side of the ring, yelling at the crowd. Several of them inviting him out there. Bart turns back to the task at hand, though, and that is Chris Frazier. Bart yelling at the crowd. Chris Frazier. Whoa, again, takes that hammer up behind Bart's back. Bart turns. He got him with a fist. Nailed him with the right hand. Referee warns him about keeping the fist open. Black Bart rams Chris Frazier's head into the top turnbuckle. Frazier again. Head into the turnbuckle. Black Bart grabs him in a chokehold. He's just got both hands wrapped around his throat, not even trying to hide it. Referee calls him for a break. He broke it just before the 3 count. Big clothesline. Well, he did it not with an arm that he strung out there, but he used his hand and kind of halfway grabbed him in the throat as he went by. Big suplex, which Bart has dedicated to somebody over in the crowd. Frazier thrown out of the ring, and Bart again yelling at the crowd over there. Frazier struggling to get back up on his feet. As he's up on the apron, Bart grabs him by the hair. Oh, big forearm. Frazier's head rammed into the ring post down the way. He's trying to get back through the ropes, but Bart keeps hammering him. Referee says, hey, let him in here. Bart down on the floor, grabs Frazier. Look out! End of the table over here. Chris. There's Bart over again, harassing the crowd. Hey, he's got a match coming up with Texas Dirt. And he's not going to be able to spend that much time talking to the crowd in that one, I guarantee you. Big forearm, and Chris Frazier again hits the floor right out here in front of the desk. Bart rolls back into the ring. Calhoun's been saying, let him into the ring, and Bart was yelling at him, get off my back. Chris struggles back up to the ring apron. Black Bart. Snap suplex, snaps him into the ring, and drops him right in the center. 4 minutes, 15 seconds gone in this one. And it's been all Black Bart. Black Bart has spent much of his time exchanging unpleasantries with the crowd. As Bart let him get to him a little bit there, I think. He spent a lot of time yelling at the crowd in this one, but meanwhile, he's beating up. There he is, Black Bart, beating up on Chris Frazier. Boy, Bart taking time to play for the camera there. In addition to discussing everything with the crowd, that was a punch right in the kidneys. He used the forearm, but a devastating blow nonetheless. Chris Frazier now up in the air. Bart slams him. Does he cover him? Not yet. Bart, pretty confident of his ultimate victory here, climbs the rope, leaves Chris lying there. Oh, and he springs and sits down on him. Now he covers 1, 2, and this one is over. Black Bart in 5 minutes, 28 seconds, gets the victory over Chris Frazier. As we said earlier, he's got a match coming up with Texas Dirt. I don't believe it's going to be quite that easy for him. Right? Very unpopular win as the crowd shows their disapproval as Black Bart leaves the ring after getting a win. We'll be back with more CWA action. We're talking about Buddy Landell going against this man, Texas Dirt. In the ring in just a moment. Want to catch Texas Dirt on the way to the ring, though, and let him talk a little bit about not so much this match coming up, but the Black Bart match.
Well, I hear that Black Bart out here saying he's going to do everything to me, but I'm going to tell you what, he's a big old man, and my back is back as far back as I can go without going into Mexico, because I can't go no farther. Now, it's either put up or shut up the next time me and Bart get in the ring. And it ain't no secret that my ribs are hurting, and your ribs will be hurting too. You get hit with a 5-pound piece of iron in them, and it hurts bad. But I'm going to tell you what, Bart, that belt was rightfully mine, and you're walking around with it. I'm going to have to come out and say that he's a bogus champion. As bogus as a day is long. And Bart, when you climb in the ring, it's either your belt or it's my scalp. And that hair, you know how long it took me to grow that hair?
Quite a while.
It took about 2 years, and I ain't about. So you got to have a license to cut hair, and I don't think Bart's got one. And I intend to keep this hair, and see, it comes all the way down here, sort of pretty in it. And I don't intend to lose it. So Bart, I want you to strap it on tight, because I'm looking you eyeball to eyeball, and when that dust settles, I'm going to call Dutch Mantell on the phone. I'm going to say, Dutch, you can come on back, and I'm going to proudly wear that belt. Thank you very much.
All right, very good. Mask and hair at stake against Black Bart's belt, and the stipulation that if Texas Dirt wins, Dutch Mantell gets to come back to the CWA. Texas Dirt up in the ring right now. Here is Buddy Landell. the nature boy. Go stomp him, says Buddy Landell. Well, Landell, let me tell you, one rugged wrestler with all kind of credentials behind him. This should be a very, very good match, as we got a couple of tough veterans in there going at each other. Texas Dirt and Buddy Landell. One fall, 10-minute time limit match. Texas Dirt out of Texas, of course. Weighs in at 229. Buddy Landell, last address I had on him was Los Angeles. Sometimes Los Angeles, sometimes Las Vegas. He wrestles out of different places. 224. I beg your pardon. 238 his weight. Landell being questioned by referee Jerry Calhoun, denying any wrongdoing or any desire to do anything wrong. Landell with the chop. There was an open hand. He caught him just below the throat. Texas Dirt. Landell thought he was going to the tights there for a moment. They tie it up. Texas Dirt grabs that left arm, wraps it up with a half twist, and then comes with a forearm right across the biceps. Oh, Buddy Landell has been watching the interviews and the videotapes, apparently, because he put that boot into the ribs of Texas Dirt. Those injured ribs injured by the branding iron of Black Bart. Landell again going for that left side of Texas Dirt with the hurt ribs. Landell saying, hey, come on out here. Texas Dirt holding those ribs. Dirt over to the ropes. Landell fires him into the ropes across the way. Dirt got him with a shoulder. Landell rolls him over. And again, a big boot to the ribs. Texas Dirt had things going pretty good, but the ribs were open when he came off the ropes the last time. And Landell wasted no time in capitalizing and putting a boot right there. Boy, if you've ever had bruised ribs or broken ribs, you know it's one of the most painful things you can have happen to you. Tough to breathe sometimes. Oh, look at that. Landell jabbing him. Texas Dirt said he was able to wrestle. He has stepped into the ring, hurt ribs or no. Landell not getting any support from the fans. Texas Dirt goes for the ribs himself as he nails Landell with a fist. Landell, yeah, he's definitely going to the tights. Well, now showing the referee, look, he hit me with a fist in the ribs. Landell saying my ribs are hurt. Leave me alone, please. Fist doubled up. He dances backward. They tie it up. Middle of the ring. Now Landell forces Texas Dirt back into the corner. Dirt rammed into the turnbuckle. He drops Landell down to the mat. Had him down there for a count of one. Couldn't make it stick for a 3 count, though. Tough to do with a guy as big as Landell because Dirt did not have enough of his own weight up over the shoulders to hold Landell down to the mat. Texas Dirt again, taking shots to the rib cage. There's a slam by Buddy Landell. Drops down, upper arm. A cover. 1, 2. Got a 2 count. Texas Dirt able to kick out at the count of 2. 4 minutes gone in this one. Again, Landell working on the ribs. That's really about the only way Landell has been very successful in this match, is to work on those ribs and get Texas Dirt to protect them and back away. Big suplex. Landell backs over to it. Count of 1. Oh, right shoulder was not down on the mat at all. There's count of 1, 2. Oh, a 2 count. Very close. Texas Dirt able to break out at the last second. Dirt off the rope. He brought the boot up. That slowed Landell down for a moment anyway. Dirt again with the boot off the rope. Texas Dirt powers him down, picks Landell up by the hair, and Texas Dirt has new life, it looks like here. Down to the mat goes Landell, count of 1. No, can't hold him for a 3 count, but he did get a count of 1 out of it. There again, Landell hooked and down on the mat, but only for a 1 count. Texas Dirt planted a right fist, well placed on the top of the head. Now on the rope. Landell hanging back there. Look out from behind, Black Bart. That's going to be a disqualification on Buddy Landell as Black Bart jumps Texas Dirt from behind. Now sits down on him. Landell and Black Bart doubling up on Texas Dirt. Landell drops on him as Black Bart was holding him. Texas Dirt just rolls out of the ring. Boy, that's a good move. Get out of here. Texas Dirt headed back for the dressing room. He wins it on the technicality, the disqualification, as Black Bart interfered at 5 minutes, 36 seconds. We'll be back with more CWA action.
CWA Championship Wrestling comes to Owensboro, Kentucky at the Sports Arena Wednesday night. 7 superstar events, including opening action as Dale Mann takes on the Super Destroyer. Nature Boy Buddy Landell in action against the popular Hillbilly Cousin Jr. Tag match, Freddie and Jason do battle with the tough duo of the Dirty White Boy and RPM Mike Davis. The Blackbirds, Iceman King Parsons and Brickhouse Brown with Harold Harris take on Bill Superstar Dundee and Dustin Rhodes with Jamie Dundee in their corner. CWA Heavyweight Championship, special stipulation. Black Bart has agreed to put up the belt and allow Dutch Mantell to return to the CWA. If he loses, it's the belt of Bart versus the mask of Texas Dirt. CWA Tag Championship at stake as the Rock and Roll Express, Rick Morton and Robert Gibson take aim at Wildside, Mark Starr and Chris Champion. And the main event, a 2-ring Renegade Rumble, $5,000 to the winner, and street fight rules. Wear anything, bring anything to the ring. Don't miss the action. Wednesday night at the Owensboro Sports Arena.
Let me tell you, Blackbird, something. You come in here 2 or 3 months ago and you was going to do this and you was going to do that. You was going to beat everybody up, and you didn't beat anybody up. So when you couldn't do that, you picked on Jamie Dundee, the smallest thing you could find, an 18-year-old boy, and you was going to show the world how big and bad you was by beating him up. And I don't really think you did a very good job of that. Well, just let me tell you something, Blackbirds. This week in Owensboro, it's a tag match. Dustin Rhodes, Bill Dundee, and 2 of you in the ring, and you've got that other idiot standing outside the ring. Well, we got a guy to take care of him, and his name's Jamie Dundee. And if we don't get you beat up the way we want you when we go back in the 2-ring Wrestle Royal, Big Dustin me's bringing something you ain't never seen, right, brother?
Yeah, there's 2 rings in that, right, Bill?
That's sir. You got it.
I ain't never been in one of these matches before, but I understand it, that you can bring whatever you want to in the ring, use whatever you want. And if you get thrown from one ring to the other ring, there's only one way to win it, and that's to throw them outside, over the top, onto the floor. So we are coming, and we're going to get funky like a monkey.
That's right, so we'll see you ringside, boys.
He's back, the Dirty White Boy, on the way to the ring right now. Got his partner, Mike Davis, Rock and Roll RPM Mike Davis. His partner today. Here come the opponents, though. The Superstar, Bill Dundee and Dustin Rhodes. Jamie is with him. Looks like he's going to be in the corner. This is going to be an expiration of time tag team match, and it should be a good one. Told you in a match earlier we had a couple of veterans. Well, we got several veterans in this one, let me tell you. Little Aussie, Bill Dundee, out of Australia. Dirty White Boy out of Bucksnort, Tennessee. Mike Davis, his partner, out of Atlanta. And, of course, Dustin Rhodes, second-generation wrestler out of Austin, Texas. First fall underway here in an expiration of time match. Hope you've enjoyed the action today on CWA Wrestling. We started out with a Wildside and Rock and Roll Express and what we had hoped to have as a rematch of a title match Davis unhappy about the way things are going. Dustin Rhodes over to the corner. Dirty White Boy yelling at Bill Dundee and Jamie Dundee. I think White Boy was saying to Jamie Dundee, why don't you get in the ring? Hair pulling, says Mike Davis. He pulled my hair, referee. Well, I didn't see it. Might have. There's some hair pulling right there, though. But it's Mike Davis who had Dustin Rhodes' hair. Tag made, and here comes the Dirty White Boy. Dirty White Boy, rather large. Bill Dundee steps in after a tag made on that side of the ring, so it's Dundee against the Dirty White Boy. Crowd behind Bill Dundee, no doubt about it. He snuck a right fist in there. Fires Dirty White Boy into the ropes and then dumps him over his back coming off of there. Nice backdrop by Dundee. Dundee round behind, sneaks up on him and nailed him with the right hand. Oh, runs him right into Dustin Rhodes over in the corner. Billy goes for a cover. 1, 2, can't make it stick. Only a 1 count, actually, about 1.5. Dirty White Boy able to break out of it. Here's Dustin Rhodes back in. 2:09 gone in this ball. Whoa, count of 2. Dirty White Boy against Dustin Rhodes. A headbutt there, knocked Dustin down to the mat. Mike Davis with that big boot over the corner. Dirty White Boy makes the tag, and Mike Davis is in there now against Dustin Rhodes. Dustin, victim of a short clothesline there. 3 minutes gone in the action. Dustin fired into the boot of the Dirty White Boy, who comes in after the tag. Mike Davis stays in there. Now the referee sends him back outside. Meanwhile, boy, Dirty White Boy really ran head on into Dustin Rhodes. Snaps that reverse neck breaker on him. A cover. Count of 1. Bill Dundee is there. He grabbed the Dirty White Boy and pulled him off that cover. Dustin steps over. Oh, but takes a forearm and down to the mat. Some kind of action going in this one. We're coming up at the 4-minute mark. First fall. Dundee again grabs the Dirty White Boy by the feet and stops what might have been a 3 count. Mike Davis jumps in without benefit of a tag and stomping on Dustin Rhodes. Jamie Dundee around trying to even that up a little bit. Now it's the Dirty White Boy. Back to work on Dustin Rhodes. You jammed him in the throat with a thumb. I'm almost positive. Time winding down here. We got about 1.5 minutes left in the time limit. 1.5 minutes. Time getting very, very short. Ooh, Mike Davis nails him with a knee. Time getting very short. We got less than a minute to go. Version of the brain buster there by the Dirty White Boy. He gets a 2 count, but Bill Dundee is right there to break it up. Dirty White Boy makes the tag. We got 30 seconds left. And we'll have to ring the bell. It comes down to time here as we are very near the end. About 15 seconds left. Bill Dundee cheering on Dustin Rhodes, saying, hey, we got less than 30. Let's get something going quick. Dundee nails first Mike Davis, then the Dirty White Boy. Heads together in the ring. All four of them. We got to take a break. We'll be back with you in just a moment. At the opening match of the day, the Wildside, Mark Starr and Chris Champion in here. They were steamed because they lost the CWA tag titles earlier to the Rock and Roll Express, and they thought, I think, that this was a title match rescheduled today. I believe that they had that in their mind. It wasn't. It was a rematch, but the titles weren't on the line. Well, maybe it didn't matter anyway, because that one just turned into a free-for-all. All of them were in the ring, out of the ring, ended up with a couple of them getting cuts on the head, including Robert Gibson. And finally, the referee, with all of them on the floor, counted to 10. It was a double count out and stopped at that point by referee Jerry Calhoun. Black Bart in here going against Chris Frazier. Black Bart won that match handily. Took a long time to do it. One reason it took so long to win the match is because he spent much of his time yelling at the crowd rather than taking care of business at hand. He was very confident he could win the match at any time, and he could have, but he certainly did win it in 5 minutes, 28 seconds. He's got a match coming up, though, with Texas Dirt. I don't think he'll be able to spend quite as much time doing other things as he did in the match here today. Texas Dirt was in here in a match against Buddy Landell. Landell found himself in a bit of trouble a little bit early in the match, and when he did, he immediately brought the boot into the rib cage on the left side of Dutch Mantell, the same ribs that had been injured in weeks past by Black Bart and that branding iron that he carries around. Once Landell found the weakness, he tried to work on it. Texas Dirt ends up winning the match, though, by disqualification because Black Bart interferes. When Black Bart hit the ring, immediately the referee said, call it off, disqualification right there. Texas Dirt is the winner. Texas Dirt wisely rolled out of the ring and headed back for the dressing room. Then it was the Dirty White Boy and Mike Davis, the Rock and Roll RPM, going against Bill Dundee and Dustin Rhodes. Jamie Dundee was in their corner. This one turned into quite a battle, too, and ended up from time to time being a free-for-all with everyone in the ring. As it all ended up, we just flat ran out of time, had to stop it and go to the break. So there's no winner in that one. It goes into the record books as a draw. Plenty of action. We expect more of the same next week.